It's time for my second review of GB News. Are you excited? I'm excited. Alright, so the world of news is a mountain of hot topics ready to be... Is this bus going out? Come on. There we go, yes. The world of news is a mountain of hot topics ready to be discussed and hammered out. Let's see what GB News have been covering this week.
An Egyptian vulture has been spotted in the Isles of Scilly. The giant bird of prey, which has a distinctive bright yellow face and a mane of feathers, was first seen on Monday.
I've always wanted a dog, and I can remember one time I had my friend come over, and I know this is going to be like a bad story. But one of my friends,
brace yourselves.
I was very young at the time, so please excuse me. But I said, I have a dog, and she said, really, I didn't have a dog.
Rare orchid that vanished from the UK has been discovered on a rooftop in the City of London.
What do they call it down where you guys are from? Is it a cob? Is it a roll?
I don't really know what
It's a rock. Because a family was shocked when the cat they believed they had cremated returned home as if nothing had happened a couple of days later.
So as you can see, there's some really hard-hitting topics to be discussed. That's the funniest thing about GB News. Like I said before, you know, I was expecting some sort of UK-style Fox News that I was quite concerned about. But the funniest thing about this is it's just bad, isn't it? It's just bad TV. I think I'm gonna have to wipe this screen because it's a little bit foggy. Getting some summer rain. There we go, that's better. But yeah, it's just bad TV, isn't it? It's just really bad TV. And when they're not talking about kestrels and cats and bacon rolls, they're going through the cancel culture nonsense. How many times have you seen this video? I'm going to put a clip up of this video. Are comedians being stung with cancel culture? How many times have you seen that video? It's like about 10 years ago when YouTube seemed to be obsessed with creationist versus atheist debates, Muslim versus biologist debates. Everyone used to be... Oh, I've got an ambulance behind me here. Come on in, which way are you going? Oh, bloody hell. Okay, sorry about that. I didn't know which way the ambulance was going, left or right. Yeah, how many times you used to see that bloody video? And I'm hoping that the same thing's going to happen with this style video. Cancel culture, woke culture. I'm hoping that people are just going to get... The market's just going to be saturated with it, because you're going to get it on talk radio, you're going to get it on this GB News now. Everyone's just going to be so sick of it that it will just die a death, like the atheist versus religion video that was so engrossing about 10 years ago on YouTube. But yeah, we're going to hit in with this video here. This is an impressionist comedian moaning about being stifled and not being able to say what she wants.
When you're doing an impression now, like someone like Katie Price, do you have to think about all of these other issues? Or what about her mental health? What if she complains? You know, because you've had stars complain about your impressions.
I have, and it's really weird because when I was doing, I really noticed the change when I did Britain's Got Talent Christmas special. Because when I'd written my scripts and I'd given them to the producers, they saw them, they really liked it. And it was the night before recording the show, they actually said, oh, we need to scrap all those jokes because they're not politically correct. We're worried.
And what were those jokes about?
Well, Gemma Collins, it was all had to be about Christmas. So obviously the GC, do you know what I mean? I love me turkey, I love me Christmas pud, do you know what I mean? But I wasn't allowed to make any weight references to Gemma Collins. I wasn't allowed to say the word drug, which was in part of Sharon Osbourne. You know what, Mrs. I wanted to speak about Aussie. I mentioned drug, and you know what they said, no.
Now, I've got to be honest, if I want hard-hitting, edgy comedy, I'm not going to Britain's Got Talent on a Saturday evening. okay? I mean, no offence to this woman, I'm sure she's very good at her impressions and she has an audience, but her audience is a broad Saturday evening ITV audience. She's an impression artist, so she's going to have to stifle her comedy for that audience. If ITV don't want, I mean, I know it's silly, of course it's silly not being able to say the word drugs, but if that's what ITV want on a Saturday evening and that's the sort of comedy you're doing, you got to pander to it. I'm trying to turn left here, but this red car's being a dickhead. There we go. And that's what you got to do. If she wants to do hard-hitting, edgy comedy, she will not be turned away from a comedy cellar, a basement comedy club. And trust me, Fringe Festival was in Brighton last weekend. I saw a whole weekend's worth of stand-up comedy. They are not stifling their comedy. In a decent comedy venue, you can say edgy stuff and it's fine. But on Britain's Got Talent on a Saturday afternoon, you can't. And you know, I get it, I understand. I'm not denying that these stories happen in comedy clubs where people see a tweet on Twitter that you put and then stop you from going. I understand this happens, I'm not stupid, but I think you've just got to let the market dictate that, really. If there's an audience for hard-hitting, edgy comedy, then venues will supply that. They want to make money. They're a business. And if you're stopping comedians playing at your show for every little tweet that they've done, then you're going to lose out, because people aren't going to go to your comedy venue and they're not going to show it. And this is a subject that I feel passionately about because I love stand-up comedy. I absolutely adore the art form. I've got huge admiration for people like Dave Chappelle, Bill Burr, Louis C.K., even some of Ricky Gervais's stand-up as well. And I love the art form and I don't want it destroyed. But we just have to let the market dictate that. If it's only, you know, very delicate lefty students that are going to the comedy show, then they've got to pander to that audience. I'd say that if you like edgy stand-up comedy, go to the comedy show. Buy tickets for these people, support them, go down to your local comedy show and go see them. You're only going to get that sort of comedy if there's an audience for it. And I do believe there is an audience for it. But overall, the whole topic of the video, GB News, I mean, like I say, if they're not talking about kestrels and cats and whatever, they're talking about this cancel culture nonsense, and it's just bad TV overall. I mean, they set themselves up as a news outlet for Great Britain to talk about stories that matter to Great Britain. Does this matter to Great Britain? Comedian on Britain's Got Talent told to stifle what she says. Is that really what matters to Great Britain, or is the fact that Brexit is going completely unchecked in this country, farmers are losing out to the Australian trade deal, we can't get enough Europeans over to work our farms, businesses are shockingly going down because they can't export, they've given up exporting to Europe, and yeah, not even Brexit, but the fact that the increasing amount of food banks in this country, especially in places like Cornwall. I mean, these are the topics, these are the stories that matter to Great Britain, not comedian told not to say drugs on Britain's Got Talent. It's tittle-tattle gossip rubbish, and it doesn't matter to Britain, and that's what this news channel is supposed to be about. And hopefully it looks like that it's going to go down the pan, because if people want this rubbish, they can get better quality of this rubbish at Talk Radio. You know, there we go, there's the Bart Simpson house. Maybe that'll be the thumbnail, or maybe not. Okay, till next time, see you later.